Hello all and welcome to another video in my journey to 1 million Gamerscore series, and May's done, so it's time to bring to you May Part 2. Now, what a month May has been. May has been absolutely amazing to me. I've hit the half a million May did happen. I've hit 500,000 Gamerscore, but more importantly to me, I decided to do a 24-hour live stream to raise money for the NHS Charities Together Fund, which supports all of our nurses, all of our NHS workers, volunteers, carers affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. And that was just truly an amazing thing to do. I raised £284 before and during the stream, and it's now crept up to £294 after the stream has ended. Literally just a big thanks to everybody that's donated, watched, interacted, and just anybody that's had anything to do with it. Honestly, it was just quite simply amazing. So yes, May has been quite amazing for me. I had a YouTuber of the Month nomination as well, and I have yet to receive a message from Game of the Grid, but it looks like I may have won that as well as passing 700 subscribers too. Like I say, May has been absolutely amazing to me. So with that, let's get on to what you came for and go to the games and show you what Gamerscore I have got in the second half of May. And we'll nip down and do it in chronological order like I always do, and we'll start with what is a tough completion. Double Dragon 3 The Sacred Stones. Yes, as you'll see, I got the third of 3 Double Dragon games and I got them all. Now, as per other 2 games and as per any other game that has this kind of this little thumbnail here with the background is some sort of beat 'em up bundle, even though they don't bundle all 7 games together. All 7 of them have 600 you can nab out of them real easily. So we'll just pop in and show you the 600, which is super easy. Change your avatar, change your backgrounds, adjust the scan lines, turn on reverb in sound options, all done in the options before you even enter the game. And then you can create your own private match, but you don't even have to start it. The moment it's created, you can disband the room, and because the achievement will have already unlocked before anyone even gets the chance to join you. Then when you start the game, pause it, open up the control menus within the game, and there are your 6 super easy achievements. 600 Gamerscore can be had in about 2 minutes. Now this is where it starts to get tough, because Double Dragon 3 is a very, very tough game. But the reason, and the only reason I was able to get the completion, is because you have save states which you can make at any time. So clearing mission 1, clearing all missions, and then most importantly clearing all missions without dying, only happened because of the save state. You can literally beat one enemy without taking a hit, make a save, every single enemy, and that's why it will take a long time as well, and why even with doing that it's difficult as well. It's brutally tough with difficulty. But once you get to a certain point and you beat a boss, it adds a character which you can pause and change to, and it kind of adds as another life, being able to be another character. And because if that one dies, then another one automatically comes in. But if your health gets low on that character, you can press start and bring another one in, and you can have up to 3. You get the rather large guy that's quite slow but hits hard, so he's quite a good one to use for beating enemies quickly if you can get near them. And then the ninja with the saw blade as well, you will pick up later. And let's say you'll need all 3 of those to get past the last level, to be honest with you. And the last boss area as well was an absolute nightmare, even using save states, because it's got a timer as well, so you have to do a lot of damage in a short amount of time. The only way I got past that final boss was to connect with back elbows, which seemed to take a lot of power with Billy. And literally, as soon as that boss came out and I connected one, I made a save state, and then when I was able to then get another back elbow strong one in really quickly, literally as soon as he got up again, I made a save state, and if I didn't, I would quit out and load it up again. So it's all about making save states to get these 3 achievements, and even with that it will take a long time, and it is frustrating, it is difficult. I can't recommend this as an easy completion, even though you can cheese it a little bit. And then of course you'll get an achievement for unlocking all achievements, so if you can stomach it, then great, then you'll get that one as well. The only thing with all of these games I've noticed is you'll be in the game, you'll get the last achievement, and then that achievement won't unlock. You'll have to actually quit out of the game. You'll go to the home page, press start on it, quit game, and then reload it up fresh from scratch for it to actually then recognise that you've got all the achievements and then unlock that achievement. Can't recommend it as an easy completion, this one, but if you're willing to make the save states, then you can probably get the job done, but be prepared to put a lot of time into it. Okay, above that, this is an easy completion. Concept destruction. I can only describe this as destruction derby in toy cars made out of cardboard. Literally the only way I can describe it. A lot of fun, actually. I really enjoyed my time with this one. This one is an easy completion, but it does require you to play around with things in the menus a little bit, and I will find a link to the video. I'll put it in the description, but I used a sort of achievement walkthrough by the good people of Achievement Land. It was absolutely bang on. It really helped. Whizzed through it in no time at all, and had a lot of fun with it as well, actually. A good little fun little game. So if you use that guide from the good people of Achievement Land, I think between an hour and 2 hours playing safe is more than achievable, more than doable. But a fun little completion and quite a quick one too. Not an expensive game either. Okay, above that, Bullet Beat. This one is probably even easier than Concept Destruction. Bullet Beat is pretty much finishing all the levels, and there are 2 other achievements for getting a 500 and 1000 combo. Now I forget the level number, which is really helpful, but there is basically a boss where you have to shoot a switch on the left and a switch off the right of him to then be able to open up the center and shoot in it. When you get to that boss, that center bit constantly fires small enemies. If you stay there without shooting either of those buttons at either side, you can amass the combo, and that is where I did it. Now I did a live stream of this, and I think it took about 3 or 4 attempts to get to 1000. I think I got to 500 on the second attempt, I got to 800 on one attempt, and then unfortunately died. And then eventually I got to the 1000 combo. It seemed to be a lot more helpful to stay as still as possible and as far back as possible in the centre as well. But just try and avoid hitting those 2 buttons at the side until you get to your 1000. Then once you've done it, finish the boss off and then move on. But everything is for finishing levels 6, 7, 8, 1, 8, 2, 8, 3. I mean, just knock it down to the easiest level and play through it. It is honestly not that difficult at all. Really. That 1000 combo might have you a little bit frustrated and need to make 3 or 4 attempts, particularly at that achievement. But apart from that, Bullet Beat, I think I've streamed it, and whatever the runtime of that video is how long it took. I think it took just over an hour, when it can be done in under an hour. Okay, so next up, The Taller I Grow. Yes, this one is not easy. And the reason why it is not easy is because there are these 2 achievements here. I think I can get that if I go back to it and play, because in hardcore mode you have to play through it without dying or failing a level. And I say failing a level because you could be in a situation where you've messed up and you're still alive, but you can't complete the level because of what you've done. And that happened to me when I got to level 10 in hardcore mode. I then died at level 14 because I mismade a move, and then I couldn't correct the move in order to get past the level, so I had to quit. But that is going to be the one. That is going to be the one. The level 17 is an absolute bugger, and even the very last level you can quite easily make a mistake on as well. So that is going to be the one. But apart from that, the rest of it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Finishing a certain amount of levels in normal mode. I say you can get multiple tries at those, so it's just a case of learning. You can watch guides on it to see how it is done. There is a couple out there that exist. I do believe Cheevo guides have done this, and he's actually got the full 1000, and he said it looked like an easy completion, and then what turned into what he thought would be an hour turned into about 6, which is pretty much a bang on assessment from what I can tell as well. So yeah, so I did all the normal mode levels, and that took me somewhere around, that took me about an hour and a half, I think, to do, somewhere between an hour and a half to do that, and just a little bit of practice, and actually referring to the guides that I'd found on YouTube as well to see how certain levels were done, just so that I knew how to do areas that I couldn't see before I get there, especially in the last level. And then yeah, I had to go at hardcore mode, and I got to level 14. I think I got to level 18 once, and it's just, you just need to go back, because I think I can get that level 21, and that's worth 125G, so it's worth going for. But the other one will be tough. I probably could do it, but it's just having the time when you have so many games that you want to play. Okay, found the secret directory. That is entering a cheat code, but should you enter the cheat code, it will disable all achievements, so bear that in mind. I had to actually uninstall the game and delete my save state, so because I had got this achievement above, connects to 6 objects at the same time. There's one level in which you can do that specifically. I would recommend watching the Cheevo guides playthrough or achievement guide video on this game, and he will tell you where that level is. In fact, if I can find that video, I will stick that in the description as well. But like I say, it's not an easy completion. I don't even have the completion. I could probably get one more achievement out of this. The other one would take a lot of time, patience, and perhaps even a bit of luck as well. So can't tag this as an easy completion, but that 675 I got in around about 2 hours. So somewhere between 2 to 3 hours to get 675. That's what happened for me. Okay, next up from the Taller I Grow, we have Castle Pals. This one is an easy completion. This took me 40 minutes with no guides. It is pretty much playing through all the levels up to level 6 in Act 2, so that you have to get halfway through Act 2 to get all of the level related achievements. There is Find the Red Gem, which I believe is in level 5 of Act 2. After you've collected the red gem, you will have to finish the level before the achievement unlocks. The only other achievement that is for finding something is find the blue gem, and I believe that is on the third level or the first level, basically beyond the 2 tutorial levels showing you how to play with each character. That is in the third level of Act 1 then, and again that won't unlock until you finish the level. Die on any level, that's going to happen probably. And then complete any level with Owen and Kylie. That is literally the first level. That is the second level. Super easy, super quick. As I say, I streamed this and along with the game that's coming after this, and this one took 40 minutes. It took 39 minutes, I think, to be exact, from me starting the stream to moving on to the next game. So 40 minutes, not a tough one at all. Not a tough one at all. Super easy. And that also applies to Many Faces Console Edition. As I say, I streamed this one straight afterwards, and this one took around about 40 minutes as well, although it can be done significantly quicker. A lot of it is just accumulating stuff and also beating levels. So before you start the game, go into the options and put the little crosshair target on to help you, and then play it on easy because there are no difficulty related achievements. You have to actually complete the tutorial before you can play the game, so you'll get that straight away. Hearts you can only collect if you have enough room to take any energy, so basically you have to be at least have been hit before you can collect. You can't just collect a heart if you have full health. You have to actually be damaged. Collect a hat. They appear basically after every time you beat a level, and the hats help you with some form of little power up. So they can also be very helpful when it comes to beating bosses. So beat stage 1. Stage 1 isn't difficult, certainly not easy with the crosshair on. Killing 8 enemies, collecting 5 hearts. There you go, just progressional stuff or accumulative stuff. Beat stage 2, not tough. 24 enemies. And we've come off of it. That's a little bit annoying. So beat 24 enemies, beat stage 3. That's not too tough, to be honest with you. Collect 10 hearts, kill 48 enemies, kill 1 boss, 2 boss, and 3 bosses was my last achievement. It'll probably be most people's achievement. That doesn't mean in one run. That means an accumulative total. So you can beat the first boss, reset the game, start again, and just kill the first boss again. Although the bosses are randomised, it's not the same first boss every time. So, but at the same time, that is a real easy completion. Honestly, 40 minutes, you will get the job done. Not tough at all, perhaps quicker. Okay, this is where it gets a little bit messy because we are hitting the area where games appeared that were in my 24-hour live stream. So I was testing games to make sure I knew how to load them up quickly. I tested Tekken 7, never actually played it during the live stream. It is not a bad 1000 G to go for this one. There are a few online achievements, so if you hate online achievements, please be aware of that. I do hate them, but I was able to get the job done. But apart from that, it wasn't a bad completion at all. And also I did the same with Gears of War 4. But I didn't play it in the live stream either, just had it there just in case I did want to. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Campaign Remastered. I put a lot of time into this, and as you'll see, I've got nearly all of the achievements. I think I'm only missing 4. So I played a normal playthrough, which I called my Intel playthrough, and then I played a veteran playthrough, which I decided to do legitimately because I enjoyed the game. There is a way to choose that, that's why I say that, but hand on heart, I did do it legitimately. And then I did a recruit playthrough for a specific achievement, which I did during my 24-hour live stream as well. So there's the 4 I'm missing. Destroy the helicopters using frag grenades. The only easy day was yesterday. I haven't actually tried that, and I actually kind of forgotten all about that one. So that is I need a slap on the wrist for that one. I've tried that one, and I've got 9, like 3 or 4 times. There is one helicopter in the distance apparently which will come into range if you wait long enough, yeah, I struggled to. I just struggled to kill 11 enemies using claymores in loose ends. You're given 10, so you need 1 to kill 2, and then the rest to kill 1 each. And every time I've tried, I've clearly only killed 1 with every claymore. And this is going to be the bugger. This one is going to be the bugger, because that time is like beating 18.7 seconds or something, and that is super tough. Because when I started the game, I knew I'd done this achievement in the previous game, getting a time under 30 seconds. The trick with that is to load up with 2 handguns, because they fire 1 bullet. So if you're using an automatic rifle, even if you're shooting at the first enemy and just pulling the trigger, you're liable to fight 2 bullets, and accuracy is key to getting you a strong time in this. So I decided to go for this off the bat because I'd done it before. So just a few runs got me learning the course, learning the enemies and such like that. And I was going to say, I was able to kill everybody without misfiring at all, get my percentage over 100%, because I'd knifed 1 enemy or shot 2 enemies with 1 bullet as well. But a lot of practice with that, and anything, yeah, it's going to say not shooting civilians, 100% accuracy or more. That will all give you time taken off when you finish the course, so that was key. And when I finally did it, I got like 28 seconds, so I was really pleased. But that still needs to get 10 seconds off, so I need to shoot 2 enemies with 1 bullet 3 times, I think, and not hit any civilians and not fire any bullets that don't hit a target that you're supposed to, basically, to get that. That's going to be tough. That is going to be the completion killer potentially for me, because I'm pretty confident I can get these other 3 down here eventually. So anyway, we started the game on normal with the intention of getting all the intel and using a guide at the same time. I literally watched where the next one was every time and remembered the point and then picked it up thanks to the guide. So that's what I did there. Anyway, that is just for beating SSDD, you know, at the beginning. Kill at least 3 enemies with a single shot from a grenade launcher. Got that in the very first level with all the enemies that were on the bridge, and it actually asks you to use the grenade launcher. That kind of accidentally happened. And then get handpicked for Shepard's Elite Squad. That's a progressional. So is that... Oh, without injuring or alerting anyone. Yeah, I remember doing that before. That one's a little bit tricky, that one. But just make sure, you know, you take your time. Use wide paths and take advantage of your heartbeat sensor that's on your gun. I was pretty determined to get that one on the first run through because I knew of that achievement from the previous game on the 360. Progressional. Use the right shield. I knew about this achievement. And the moment I got a right shield, I just ran at an enemy and started mashing the right thumbstick in to get that. Again, progressional. That is, again, there's a mission in Burger Town. You'll probably get that there. You'll probably pick that at some point when asked to use the Predator missiles. Just aim for a large area, red dots. Progressional. So I knew that was there as well. Just make sure you find an area where there's 2 batches of cages with quite a few chickens in, and just make sure you go to town rather quickly. That one wasn't too difficult. As I say, was using a guide, so I was obviously going for not going to miss any of the enemy intels on my playthrough. So I got obviously 22 there. 6 enemies in a row using thermal weapons, just so when you've got a thermal weapon, just keep using it until you get 6 in a row. 4 enemies with 4 shots during a slow-mo breach. Just be aware that achievement's there, and take your time when you're in a slow-mo section. It's not that bad. That's a progressional one. That's a progressional one. As is that. As is that. As is that. Kill 2 enemies, repelling enemies in a row before they land on their feet. Yep, when you see them all coming out, just literally go into your, lock target over and over again. 45 enemy intels. So yes, the guide was bang on, and when I got my last one, I managed to pop the achievement along the way, and then complete single campaign on any difficulty. Did that. So after I finished it, I noticed there was 2 secret achievements which I hadn't got. I looked up what they were. This one I used a single achievement guide by Macca91. It was bang on, super helpful. I will leave a link to that video in the description as well. Hopefully I can remember all these videos that I've said I will leave links to in the description. That was bang on, really helpful. Managed to nab the achievement by watching that. Kill Shepard when you're on the pit. Before you go into the pit, as you sort of go, before you turn right or even look right as you're going into the pit, just look up. There are 3 men on a platform looking down you. In the middle is Shepard, so just shoot him, and you'll get that achievement for basically killing Shepard and doing the complete opposite of your job. This was the one that I used to set up the 500,000. Target confirmed, hence the name. It left me 10G away because I had an achievement in mind to do the 500,000 with. So yes, target confirmed. I went back to the level Exodus and used the Honey Badger and literally just used it to kill enemies. I put it on recruit and then went to it via mission select and just kept on picking enemies. There's quite a few towards the end when you get towards the bridge as well, so it shouldn't be too hard to get, but you just kind of have to use it from the off because you may miss it, like I did on my actual normal playthrough. Do not push this button. Ring the red bell in both rooms to survive the attack. You will need to finish the campaign in order to unlock the museum, and in each room of the museum there's a red bell, and you will be then swarmed by enemies. So just make sure it's on recruit, press your button, run out of the room, and then run down to the end of the corridor and use the other room to nip in and out of as defense. And that was how I was able to get through that. And then once you've done one room, do exactly the same by going into the room that you was then sort of sheltering from the other room in, press the red button, then run back to the other room, use that as your cover, nip in and out, and shoot everybody there. Okay, do not get your predator drone destroyed in contingency. So basically in that level, when you first get access to the predator drone, you want to slide down the hill. Don't get the predator drone out, slide all the way down the hill, and then I ran to a truck and went prone and crawled under that truck, and then I was able to save my predator drone from getting destroyed. Kill 10 enemies in a row using akimbo weapons. Now that's obviously the dual wielding pistols there. There is actually dual wielding shotguns in the museum. So I put it on recruit again, go back into the museum. I would recommend doing this after you've done the achievement to survive both attacks. Don't try and do it during. I mean, you can do if you really want to, but it's a lot easier if you then have already done that achievement, so you can't worry about dying but get to 10 enemies in a row before you do it. Anyway, in the museum there isn't pistols, but there is akimbo shotguns, so you can press the red button, try and get to at least 10 using that, and that's how I did it. But you can pick these weapons up during gameplay, and if you're doing recruit run through for whatever reason and you manage to find some pistols, then great, you'll get through that no trouble. You'll get that one done no trouble at all. There we go. This is where I started doing my veteran playthrough. So levels on veteran, managed to knife an enemy without ever knowing I was there, and I did that by going into the cliffhanger one where you have to sneak through, without being undetected for another achievement, that level there. As you start that section, to your right there's one guy on his own. You can sneak right up behind him and just stab him in the back. Okay, so more levels on veteran, more levels on veteran. Is that no? Destroy both BTRs without using predator drones in Wolverines. Can't remember how I did that. Got to be honest with you, I think I may have used RPGs instead. Not entirely sure, but that wasn't too difficult to get. Search the achievement guide on True Achievements if you're struggling with that one. Okay, so veteran difficulty, kill 5 enemies in a row using 5 different weapons attachments. Yes, I'd kind of forgotten about that one when I was playing the game. So yes, I did that. I actually did that on veteran, so it wasn't too tough to use. Obviously, you can use one with your knife. Use your knife as a melee. That is one different weapon or attachment. I was carrying a weapon that had a grenade launcher, so I used the grenade launcher. I then used the weapon to fire with. I then switched to my handgun, killed someone with that. I was up to 4. Then I was able to find a 5th different weapon on the floor, just swap that over for my handgun, kill someone with that 5th weapon. Achievement unlocked. Obviously, do it on recruit, it'll be a lot easier. So more veteran levels, and then complete a single campaign on veteran level. And then I had to go back and pick this one up in the level where you're driving down on the snowmobiles. If it's on, have it on a low difficulty if you're still missing it like I was, but then just drive super slow, just keep moving forward slowly and shooting as many enemies as possible. That one will surely enough be easy enough if you do it like that. We've got complete any mission apart from those 2, which are the first and the last and very shortest, without reloading weapons or using melee attacks. So basically, if you are killing people, I mean, try and let the AR do as much work as possible. If you are killing people, remember, if you run out of bullets, it will automatically reload for you. So you have to kind of keep shooting and leave like at least 2 or 3 bullets in your weapon, especially with automatic rifles, and then find another one on the floor, and hopefully it will have a nice decent amount in it. So just pick a weapon which you which you find quite short or you find quite easy, and then go for it there. And just remember that factors in mind. I think No Russian was one that a lot of people use, but I used one of the levels towards the end which I found very short, which name actually escapes me now. It's the one prior to Whiskey Hotel, whatever that is called. That is the one that I use. Kill an enemy with an impact damage from a frag grenade to the head. When you get an enemy down, prone, and they're sort of crawling on their back, shooting the gun at you, you have to kind of walk right up to them, aim at their head with the frag grenade, and throw the frag grenade at their head. and then that impact will be enough to finish them off, and then you'll unlock your achievement. When I was going for this, it actually took 2 or 3 attempts, because even though I was shooting the legs and the feet of people, it was killing them, and I thought, Christ, this is annoying. So yeah, once you see an enemy down, as long as you've got a frag grenade in it, and it's quite safe to run up to them with, there's not loads of other enemies around, just throw the frag at his head, that will knock him out and finish it. And then complete every mission without dying or reloading to a checkpoint at any difficulty. I did this during my stream. I did it on Recruit, and it took me about 7.5 hours to do an entire campaign playthrough with that in mind. The Burger Town level took about 10 attempts at reloading the level. It took ages and took the majority of my time up. Basically, obviously, if you die, you have to pause it and completely restart the level if you're going for that achievement. And of course, if you should accidentally shoot one of your teammates and it register, because I remember I'd finally nearly done it on the Burger Town mission, and then someone ran across my path and shot them, and for some reason, even though it rarely counted it, and then said friendly fire will not be tolerated, and reloaded the last checkpoint. So friendly fire will reload your last checkpoint. Should you fail any timed area or any breach and clear, it will reload to the last checkpoint. Fortunately enough for me, I was able to get past all the breaches and clears without fail. The only other advice I would give you in loose ends is quite tough as well. While the file is downloading, go to the top of the stairs, which is right behind where the computer desk is, and stand up the top and literally just stay there and keep shooting at the door that is down the bottom of the stairs in front of you. Every time someone walks in or gets near to walking in, you're pretty much sheltered from there, in the sense of grenades coming in and stuff like that. It was a very good way to get past that level, but it took a long while. But it was worth it, and it was a lot of fun actually, in a kind of cruel way. But there we go. We got 905 out of 1,000 in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Campaign Remastered. Okay, we also played Riddle Corpses X on the stream, and this was a cutesy, very 8-bit style looking twin stick shooter. It's one of those that the more you play it, the more you unlock, the more you power up, and the easier it gets. However, it is not an easy completion. That one there took about an hour's worth of trying to survive 5 waves in survival mode, but I leveled up the starting character John all the way up to level 20, and I've got to stage 3 out of, I think it is 5. I'm still working on this game. I will definitely be going back to this one. There's a level with electric fences. Enemies will actually walk into that fence if they are aiming themselves at you. So that actually came by accident, but that is how you get the one should you need to sort of boost it. That happened naturally. I played it so many times that these collectibles just appear randomly during levels, so just keep going. Eventually that one will come along. Completing stage 1, burn 100 enemies during the same run. That just kind of happened, and the very first achievement I unlocked was just to die in any mode. So as for rare achievements wise, I mean, I will get stage 4 and 5 again. It's just keep leveling up characters, and then once you've leveled up John, who's the character you start with, then work towards buying the next character and leveling that one up, and the game becomes more easier as your characters get leveled up. But you will need to put a lot of grind into this one in order to do that. There's 6 in story mode, and completing arcade mode I haven't tried yet, but that is the rare achievement. Unlock the MK1000, unlock the turrets. These are things that you will need to buy with 9,999 coins. Unlock all the characters will cost a lot of money as well, or a lot of coins as well. As well, upgrade at least 4 characters to max level. I've done 1 out of the 4, and that took a long time. Complete stage 4 in story mode without using any special items, so that is something that I will need to do. Stage 4, I already know, I've had a couple of goes at it and not beating it. That is going to be quite tough. So I think I put about somewhere between 2 to 3 hours, I want to say, into that. Probably is near 3 hours, and got 450 out of it, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. Okay, nothing new to add here with Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection. As I say, I just played it during my live stream. I've always been missing that 300G because I hate online competitive play, and I just don't want to do it. Just don't want to go for it. It's too much of a lack of enjoyment for me to want to go for it, unfortunately. Did start playing Far Cry 3 Classic Edition on stream. I played it for about a couple of hours, and everything I've got early on is just progressional. There's so much more that I can do and get easily. I have the completion on the 360, so I know I can get it again. I've been waiting to pull the trigger on this one, and playing it for a couple of hours on the charity live stream just seemed like a good thing to do. Like these ones here, that just happened straight away. Complete a supply drop quest. When I unlocked one, I did it because I love the supply drop quest where you drive a vehicle through flares and to a goal. I liked that. And that one was just progressional. 5 skill tattoos. You'll want to add those to add abilities to your guys, so that will come naturally. That happened by accident. I got attacked by a tiger and I was able to kill it, and I got an achievement for doing that. So just a couple of hours, and as I say, I'm playing Far Cry 3 Classic for fun, but I will get the job done because I have done it before, so I'm confident I can do it again. As I say, that's going to be one game that I play a lot of in the month of June. And then finally up, we have Lollipop Chainsaw, which I'm also still working on and will be getting a couple of more achievements out of. And this was the one that I used to break the $500,000, hit the $500,000, because I thought I would save an embarrassing achievement, considered a little bit embarrassing to have on your gamer card, as to be the one to hit a massive milestone, because I just thought it'd be funny to do that with, and it also proves that I will do anything for Gamerscore. So yes, I swear I did by mistake is not a true statement for me. I swear I did on purpose to hit 500,000 Gamerscore, and that's exactly what I did. So as soon as the game starts, you can adjust the camera, lower it down, and yep, apparently you're attempting to look under her skirt, and you will unlock that 10G achievement. So you'll start off in the prologue, and if you rescue all the classmates in the prologue like I did, you'll get that achievement. Buy a combo in shop2shop.zom, that's quite hard to say quickly, and use it. Buy a really cheap one. I think the one I bought was to press XXY, and I did it straight away without even doing it on a zombie, just to do it, and that unlocked leapfrog 10 times in a row. You could do this over one zombie, and I was mashing B and wondering why I wasn't doing it, or wondering why I couldn't do it. And that is because you can't just mash B. You have to sort of time it to every time you land on the floor, press it sort of towards the zombie, press B again just the once, and you have to do it 10 times in a row. It's once you've got that, and with a little bit of practice, that's not too tough. Defeated the boss in prologue basically. I then decided to farm this one out, successfully land 51 drop kicks. That's not too hard, just jump and press Y, I think it is, and then you'll know you've landed it, because the zombie will go dizzy with stars above its head. 300 objects in the game, that will come super quick and super easy. That's the first area boss. 1,000 zombie medals, that will come easily. Struck by lightning, when you see the level with the lightning coming out of the sky, just keep walking into it. Make sure you've got some lollipops to replenish your health in case you get too low. That's the second area boss. 500 zombies will come real quick. The third area, you will kill over 500 zombies alone. So if you haven't got it by the third area, you'll definitely get it in the third area. That's the third area boss. That's the fourth area boss. That's the fifth area boss. And there is one of these for every stage. And I was able to do that without actually trying. But I haven't managed to get any of the others. In area 6, cars will come flying at you. And just make sure you hit every QT that pops up. That one wasn't too difficult for me. I played it on a very easy difficulty, and every time the button to press was Y. During Killer Billy's fight, he puts his hands on the ground, and if you just do the chainsaw attack, it cuts off a finger. So just keep aiming for the hands to get that one. When you complete the game, you will get this achievement. You will not have to worry about finding telephone messages. They just happen. You don't even have to answer the phone when you hear that ringing symbol, or you see the phone symbol on screen. It will just happen. Defeat Killer Billy, that is beating the final boss, who has his own area. Watch the bad ending now. There are two endings. There's a bad ending and a good ending, and I was like, well, how will I know which one I get? How do I know which one to get? Anyway, I got the bad ending, and to get the bad ending, you have to finish the game without rescuing every schoolmate through the game. And I didn't know that, so it was quite a good thing that I didn't actually get the good ending, because I could then go back and get the good ending. We'll get to that in a second. So I missed 3 schoolmates and had to go back and get those. 30 headshots when you get the chainsaw blaster. If you hold down the button, it kind of aims in on their chest. So if you just sort of pull the trigger up, obviously to aim at the head, then that will be fine. Lots of little shops about. I focused on leveling up Juliet before getting all of the combos. Getting all the combos achievement is one I'm working on now by replaying some levels. So I went back and rescued the 3 classmates I was missing. If you start a game up and press start, it will tell you where the classmates you are missing are. There is one in level 3 where if you shoot a rock, it will kill the classmate before you get to it, so make sure you don't shoot the rock. And in level 5 there is a classmate which walks through a room of dynamite, so if you shoot one of the dynamites that is close to him, it will instantly kill him. However, when I went back, and that was one of the ones I was missing, and I failed. Instead of restarting the whole level, I just let myself die, and it respawned me to a checkpoint in front of him, and then I was able to have another go. I failed again, and then third time lucky on that attempt at getting him done again, I was able to get it done. So I went back and rescued rescued those 3 classmates that I was missing, I then went into a battle against Killbilly again, and because I had all the classmates and then could technically complete the game again, it gave me the good ending, which was worth 100G, so it was well worth actually almost getting the bad ending first and then going back mopping up the missed classmates to get the achievement for missing classmates, which then also allowed me the chance to get the happy ending. Notice this achievement after I started looking at achievements after I'd played through the game. That is not hard to do at all. Just make sure you leave 1 zombie alive if the achievement hasn't unpopped, because the achievement will pop as soon as you hit that last bit of long grass. So make sure you leave 1 alive at least out of the 100 available. Otherwise, you will then not be able to mop up the achievement. Dodge all balloons in the attacks in Mariska's battle. That is the boss on the farm stage as well. It's basically the bubbles that trap you. Just every time you see those, just keep pressing left and mashing B to jump right as soon as you see her throw some of those out. That's not actually that tough. You just kind of got to be aware that one's there. Okay, so that is the last game that I've got to talk about, but I haven't finished with this one. There are a couple of achievements I do want to mop up on this game. Spending 10,000 medals at Chop to Shop, I will be going for that one. I'll be going for kill 3,000 zombies. I will make sure that I keep playing the 3rd level, which is the one you get a lot out of, until I've got that one at least. And I'm hoping to pick up 10,000 zombie medals as well. So if I can pick up 10,000, I will know that once I've spent every medal that I have in my bank, then I will be able to get the achievement for spending 10,000 medals as well. That I could probably use a guide to find where the ones I'm missing are. Zombie album is there are zombies with names, and if you kill all the zombies with names, then you basically unlock that achievement. And I'm missing some, and despite playing through them and technically should have come across them, they must be in like side sections that you don't know about. Collect all BGM. I bought a lot of music, clearly haven't bought it all. That is the one that I'm also working on. Collected all combos. You buy those in the little shops dotted through the areas as well. So that is another one that I'm working on. So hopefully getting the 10,000 coins and spending 10,000 coins will also help me collect all combos as well. And then we've got a few here, other miscellaneous stuff that I could probably go back and work on. I don't know if I'm going to go through them all. As I say, I've got such a massive backlog that I really want to start clearing some games. And this is what I mean about surpassing Dad's score. It basically means doing very well at the levels. I managed to get stage 5 without trying, but as you'll see, there's all the other stages and the prologues except for 5 still to go. So I don't know if I'll get those, but I will certainly be targeting some of these other achievements here before moving on. So expect this game to be spoken about right at the beginning of the next episode, or quite early on into the next episode of Journey to 1 Million Gamerscore. But for now, that is everything I've got in the second half of May, and 500,000 May happened. We hit 500,000 Gamerscore, so let's just leave it on that achievement. That's embarrassing that I did it with, and just say thank you very much. This series has probably really helped keep up with wanting to get Gamerscore a lot more than perhaps I might want to, if that makes any sense. And it's just through the people that continually watch this and like this series has, for some reason, performed really well, and I enjoy doing it. People seem to enjoy watching it, so as long as people do continue to enjoy watching it, I will continue to do it. And as I say, it's just been an amazing month for me, doing the charity fundraiser, getting a YouTube Them Up nomination, looking like I've won it as well. Hitting 700 subs. I mean, I want to get to 1,000 one day so I can unlock the community tab and do polls for everybody. I can do polls and have people influence what games I play as well, which is something I've always wanted to do. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again just for continuing watching this. So if you do like it, please comment below with any questions on any games. That's where I answer all questions. Please subscribe and help me get to that 1,000. Honestly, I would love to get there one day and unlock that community tab. That's the real reason why I want to get there. After that, I'm not really bothered, to be honest with you. But ladies and gentlemen, this just leaves me to say thank you very, very much for watching, and please do, as always, take care.